Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving deep into the honest, physiological, and mental reality of committing to pickleball. Have you ever wondered what actually happens to your body when you hit the courts 3 or more times a week for a full year? Well, we're going to look past all the hype and explore the measurable, real-world changes you can expect month by month. Look, the sport is booming right now, and it is heavily hyped across the media. We see it everywhere, right? But we want to explore what genuinely happens to your body when you commit to that much consistent court time. When pickleball stops being just a casual weekend activity and transforms into a dedicated lifestyle, your body goes through a fascinating series of physical and mental adaptations that, honestly, most people just aren't entirely prepared for. We're going to cut through those vague marketing claims you see everywhere, you know the ones, promising you'll burn 400 calories an hour, to reveal the data-driven reality. The truth is a mix. On one hand, you have those explosive marketing claims, but on the other, you have the honest reality of measurable physical gains mixed with a few highly predictable, overuse aches that just come with playing any sport at this frequency. So, here is our roadmap for today's explainer. We'll cover the 1-year pickleball body, heart, muscles, and bones, the year 1 injury reality, mind, mood, and sleep, a month-by-month timeline, and finally, how to protect your body. Section 1, the 1-year pickleball body, the 12-month reality. Just think about this for a second. Playing 3+ times a week adds up to well over 150 hours of cumulative, moderate to vigorous training load in a single year. That is a massive amount of physical activity. It's absolutely enough to cause modest, gradual weight and body composition changes, especially if you pair it with a little attention to your diet and some basic off-court strength work. You're putting your body through a very substantial cumulative training load here. Moving on to Section 2, heart, muscles, and bones. Physical adaptations. Here's the thing. Pickleball isn't steady-state cardio, like going for a light jog. Actually, it's way closer to structured interval training. You have these short bursts of sprinting and lateral movement, punctuated by brief recovery windows between points. Over time, this pattern produces awesome cardiovascular adaptations, like a gradually lower resting heart rate and much better heart rate recovery after exertion. Usually, by month 2 or 3, those intense games that used to leave you totally breathless start feeling much, much more manageable. And it's definitely not just your heart getting a workout out there. Your lower body is transforming too. The constant split-stepping, lunging, and lateral shuffling, especially during those lightning-fast dink exchanges up at the kitchen line, builds noticeable lower body power. You're heavily engaging your calves, your glutes, and those tiny stabilizer muscles all around your ankles and knees. Plus, hitting drives and overheads requires incredible rotational core strength, which, funnily enough, often translates to much better posture in your daily life. Now, here is a fascinating hidden benefit, especially for the 50-plus crowd. Regular pickleball is a weight-bearing, direction-changing activity. Scientifically, this is incredibly well established as being beneficial for maintaining bone density. Even better, because the sport demands quick reactions and balance, it actually doubles as functional fall prevention training. For a lot of older adults, this hidden benefit is arguably way more relevant to their long-term health than just the cardio alone. All right, Section 3, the year 1 injury reality. What goes wrong? Because of the highly repetitive nature of the sport, injuries actually show up in very predictable kinetic patterns for year 1 players. First up, you've got pickleball elbow, which is basically a lateral elbow strain caused by repetitive wrist and forearm loading. This happens a lot if you're gripping the paddle way too tightly. Then there's plantar fasciitis, stemming from all that constant starting and stopping on hard courts. We also see rotator cuff strains from repeated overhead shots. And finally, knee strains, usually brought on by sudden lateral direction changes. Now, here is a crucial secret you need to know. These overuse injuries do not just strike randomly. They typically emerge right in what we call the danger zone, between months 2 and 5. This is exactly when your initial enthusiasm pushes you to ramp up your playing frequency, and that cumulative load builds up right before your body has actually had the time to fully adapt to it. Section 4. Mind, mood, and sleep. Mental health changes. There's a great quote from a rec league player that really humanizes all this data we've been talking about. They said, "The knees and the cardio are nice, but honestly, the biggest thing is that I have somewhere to be 3 nights a week with people I actually like seeing." If you ask frequent players what changed most in their lives, they almost always point to their mood and stress levels. The aerobic exercise, combined with sustained social interaction and the mental engagement of tracking a fast-moving ball, drastically reduces stress. That community aspect provides a huge benefit that's really hard to replicate with solo exercise. And alongside those social perks, frequent players are reporting vastly improved sleep quality. Regular, moderate to vigorous exercise just helps you fall asleep faster and rest way more soundly on the days you play. However, there is a bit of a catch here. If you're playing highly competitive matches too late in the evening, your elevated heart rate and adrenaline might actually make it harder to wind down, so timing your sessions does matter. Section 5. A month-by-month timeline. What changes when? Breaking this down into a timeline really helps you anticipate the journey. In weeks 1 to 4, you have rapid skill gains paired with, let's be honest, that initial soreness phase. Months 2 and 3 bring noticeable cardio improvements, but again, that is your highest overuse injury risk window. By months 4 through 6, your lower body strength really pops, though you might hit an initial skill plateau. Months 7 to 9 often bring a second injury window if you suddenly increase your intensity to prep for a tournament. And finally, by months 10 to 12, while your physical gains might level off, those incredible mental health and social benefits truly compound into a lasting lifestyle. Finally, Section 6. How to protect your body, playing this often. If we compare the habits that support a full year of play with the ones that undermine it, it reveals a lot. To support your body, you absolutely need dynamic warm-ups. And no, a few practice serves do not count. You need court-specific shoes, a paddle grip that actually fits your hand, and you need full rest days in those early months. On the flip side, what undermines you is ramping up your frequency faster than your body can adapt, playing through persistent pain, or treating pickleball as your only form of physical activity. If you take away just one thing from this explainer today, please let it be this. Ramping up from occasional play to 5 sessions a week instantly is the #1 driver of early injuries. Another massive, totally avoidable mistake is wearing running shoes on the court. Running shoes lack the lateral support needed for constant side-to-side movement, which leads straight to foot and ankle strain. Also, never ever ignore that dull ache in your elbow. Addressing minor pain within days will save you from a severe injury down the road. Pickleball author Gregory de la Cruz actually sums up this whole explainer perfectly. He notes how common it is for people to get completely hooked, jump straight to 5 sessions a week, feel amazing, and then suddenly show up with a wrapped elbow. The fitness and the friendships are incredibly real and absolutely worth it, but you must respect the ramp up. You really have to stretch before you hit the rally. So, the next time you grab your paddle and head out to the courts, I want you to ask yourself a crucial question. Are you treating your pickleball ramp up seriously enough to last the full year without an avoidable injury? Easing into the frequency and treating that very first ache seriously is the only way to ensure you stick around to enjoy the massive, life-changing benefits this sport has to offer long-term. Take care of your body out there, and you'll be reaping the rewards of the pickleball lifestyle for years to come.